I'll show you. What is you check in our community? What is the next one?
Nesse address, Education Community Chairman. It's now the last one of chair.
So, for the participant, we will be having 3 persons who will be the training today. So, the first person will introduce himself, then we'll keep on going. Please be audible. With my I'll be audible, yeah. Okay.
So, like I said, my name is Samuel Darius, and I'm Global Climate Change Cooperative.
Position chief. So, my name is Sylvie Pajibo. I'm the work director for Kear Humanitarian Foundation.
Good morning to all. From the country of all today we have a platform. Then still the on the work organization. Also want to appreciate our because we have to find the time to come and give back. Manage to education. Knowledge, we all are going to learn from it today. How the best is as we learn new things today about our own stuff. Again, requires a work.
Okay, we not forgetting our business director, our business officer. Please come in. All right, so not wasting much time, we're just going to straight into business. All right, so we're calling up a climate change director to cover through climate change activities.
So, good morning again to everyone. So, we will be discussing climate change, global climate change. When you hear the word climate change, what comes to your mind? So, today's presentation will be a bit accurate. So, anyone here has or idea when it comes to climate change? Yes, your name again? Something.
Change of the condition.
Anybody else?
Yes.
Awesome.
From climate change, discussing about the condition or based on or centric
That's another great answer. So let's go through the presentation in order to align what is said with what we have. The picture you see on the screen, on the far left, this is the present state of our Earth, and this is due to climate change. On the far right, this is where we want to be. This is how our Earth should be. But how do we get it? How do we live from left to right? This is what we're going to present today. So, let's scare climate change. Once you hear the word climate change, we are talking about a description of the change in the average condition, such as the temperature, the rainfall in a region over a long period of time. So climate change particularly focus on a particular region over a long period of time. So what is the difference between the climate change and that of global climate change? Let's go to the next slide. When we talk about global climate change, we are referring to the average long-term changes of the entire Earth. So climate change basically talk about a region, right? But then global climate change, as the name indicates, it talks about the entire Earth or long-term changes over the entire Earth. So these changes include warming temperature and changes in precipitation. As of now, some part of the Earth are warming faster, meaning it's getting hotter faster. But on average, the global air temperature near Earth surface have gone up to about 2 degrees Fahrenheit over the past 100 years. Talking about over the past 100 years. So in fact, it has been observed that in the past 5 years, we have had the warmest weather than in any other time. And this shows that global climate change is a global problem that requires immediate global efforts to be resolved. Have anyone noticed that 5 years back, the world has become so hot, especially when it comes to rain and dry season, to the point that even a healthy goal for us to get sleep at night can be difficult because of the heat, right? So there's a result of the global climate change. So there's a result of global climate change. The next question we want to ask is, what causes global climate change? Since we have already established what is climate change and what is global climate change. So what causes global climate change? Anyone have an idea? Why is the cause of global climate change?
Yeah, let me try.
Yes, your name?
My name is Emmanuel C. And I'm ready to speak. Your question again, please.
Why is the cause of global climate change?
Yeah, as I say, the cause of the global climate change, in my own way, like what we can see, the cutting of law, the environment in the sub-region where people usually pick people into places. And some scientists studies, they have used some object things that go up into the air, then will cause some damage. Yeah.
Thank you. So the man mentioned of the first control, so deforestation, right? That's good. Anyone else have another? What causes global climate change? Okay, so that was great. So that is one of the cause of global climate change. So there are a lot of contributing factors of global climate change, and these include manufacturing boost, cutting down forests, which we talked about, which is deforestation, using transportation, powering buildings. These are all causes of global climate change, and the list goes on. But for this presentation, we will discuss two of them. Manufacturing goods, how does this contribute to global climate change? Manufacturing and industry produce emissions. So the production and discharge of something, especially gas or radiation, mostly from burning fossil fuel to produce engines or making things like cement, steel, iron, electronics, plastic, coal, and other goods. We also notice that mining and other industrial processes also release gases as does the construction industry. So this manufacturing industry is one of the largest contributors to the greenhouse gas emission worldwide. So this is one way that manufacturing goods contribute to the cost of global climate change. Let's go to the next slide. Another contributing factor to global climate change is the cutting down of forests. So the cutting down of forests to create farmland, to create pastures, or for other reasons, causes emissions. Since trees, when they are cut down, they release carbon dioxide, and they have been stored. So each year, it is estimated that approximately 12 million hectares of forests have been destroyed worldwide. So seeing how cutting down of trees contributes to global climate change. So since these forests absorb carbon dioxide, destroying them also limit the ability to keep emission out of the atmosphere. In short, deforestation together with other agricultural practices and other in order to use land is responsible for roughly a quarter of global greenhouse gas emissions.
Yes.
So there is another contributing factor to global climate change. As we move on, let us see how transportation contributes towards global climate change. So this was on screen, yeah. When we talk about global climate change, and then we're talking about transportation being one of the contributing factors. How people will think about how it is done. So most cars, like truck, ships, we also got plane. These things run on fossil fuel that makes transportation to be a major contributor of global greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide emissions. So transportation itself accounts for nearly one quarter of global energy related carbon dioxide emissions. And trends point to a significant increase in energy used for transportation over the coming years. So at least new vehicles want they gave us smoke. And this smoke also contribute to global climate. We also got shit. We also got plane. This thing gave us smoke. And then they contribute to the spoiling of the planet. The next we move on to powering buildings. How do powering buildings contribute to global climate change? So one way this happening is that when it comes to let's say from a global perspective, residential and commercial buildings consume over half of all electricity. So as they continue to draw from coal, oil, and natural gas for heating and cooling. They emit significant quantities of greenhouse gas emissions. This is leading to a growing demand for heating and cooling, with rising air conditioner ownership as well as consumption for electric appliances and connected devices has contributed to the rise in energy related carbon dioxide emissions from building in recent years. So due to the heat, most people want to buy AC. But probably the fan not working or not helping the situation. So people feel that if they take a full in order for them to make a comfortable bed, they want to get a position. They want to buy exhaust and make things cool for them. And this leading to another fee, another technical fee that is called air conditioning and refrigeration, where people then have to repair these things. This could be something that you may want to take over. So after we have known some of the causes of global climate change, what are the effects? What are some of the effects that global climate change is having on the environment? Anyone got an idea? What are the effects of global climate change?
Yes. Global climate change cause sometimes sleepless night because of the heat. Sometimes we don't even in there, many things going on, and now fail to blow the heat out. Yes. And the sun sometimes you go in the sun, won't walk, you'll be like sweating, and of course you're cruising. You know that better before you get to bed. Something.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm deviated. Global change nowadays affects farmers. Going back to the most of you observe that most of the crops die, unlike before, in the past years.
Yes. Anyone else? Anybody else? Yeah. And we also cause sickness. Sickness. Yeah. That's This I want to answer. Anyway, what do you mean? Yeah, I think that one I want to say effect. How does growth climate change after we have known some of the causes? How does what are the effects having on us? Don't you want to try? Anybody quiet? Yes. The name. Okay.
Somebody because our animals will die.
Because our animals are cattle and the cattle raising the global climate change because of as we move on with the presentation we see how that is so. You wanted to say something too?
It talks about increase in drought, and poverty and displacement.
I didn't get it. Yeah. Global climate change, like you said, causes the effects brings about drought where we experience no rainfall. It brings about displacement, poverty. Yes.
So it also causes natural disasters. The earthquakes, all these things.
And also causes the decline of maybe water, swimming able to what water supposed to be flowing Then sometimes because of the climate and then everywhere dry, no water around. So it also is easy to suffer from that.
So, any other comment? Yeah. Having lots of. Okay, so thank you all for those contributions. While the effects of global climate change, water temperature, animal foods, water, race, poverty, and displacement. So my mentioned, right? So how do global climate change affect us when it comes to poverty and displacement? Hyper temperature, one of the effects of global climate change. So as a result of greenhouse gas concentration rise, so does the global surface temperature. The last decade, from 2011 to 2020, in the age recorded as the warmest on record. So since the 1980s, each decade have been warmer than the previous one. From 1980 to 1990, zero warmer. From 1990 to 2000 was warmer than 1989. From 2000 to 2010 was warmer than previous year. And from 2010 to 2020 was warmer than 2000. It is quite fast. So nearly all main era has seen more hot days and heat waves. For this, more hot days and heat waves. Are we really experiencing it? More hot days and heat waves. We are indeed experiencing it. Okay, the on sunshine, the area warm and tree. But work 1 or 2 minutes, very satisfied. So this is the result of what having factor of temperature. Higher temperature increase heat related illnesses and make working outdoor more difficult. So those that have outdoor jobs to do, like riding back on some tasks that take that very difficult. Not small tasks, or even making farm. Making farm first. Yeah, as a result of global climate change, we also experience wildfire. Wildfires start easily and spread more rapidly than conditions are harder. Few months ago, there was on CNN, BBC, most of the international news media carried wildfire earthquakes in the United States. If I saw that. So this is just doesn't happen. It comes about as a result of global climate change. When temperature gets hotter,
Versus this now.
causes that's wildfire. Another effect global climate change is a warming rise in ocean. As the ocean soak up most of the storm global warming, the rate at which the ocean is warming strongly increased over the past 2 decades across all depths of the ocean. As the ocean warms, its volume increases since water expands as it gets warmer. Melting ice sheet also causing level to rise. And the end result is in threatening coastal and island communities. And we don't even need to go outside of like we got to see these things. You see it where it's a picture of West Point. See the effect of global climate change. Ocean rise, destroy a lot of our community and those coastal communities. So after these people homes have been destroyed, what next? Not enough food. Another effect of global climate changes in the climate and increases in extreme weather events are among the reasons behind a global rise in hunger and food nutrition. Fisheries, crops, and livestock may be destroyed or become less productive. Somebody said that one of the effects is that livestock die. If the sun gets too hot, the grass die out of the cows. So those are raising cattle. This problem. There's no grass, but the grass. So this causes this comes as a result of global warming. With the ocean becoming more acidic, marine resources that feeds billions of people are at risk. Heat stress can diminish water and grassland for grazing, causing declining crop yield and affecting livestock. Might be mentioned of marine livestock. So all of these things are affected as a result of global climate change, not just human. This is a very serious issue that needs to be addressed with immediate effort. Another impact that global climate change has on us is health. It poses more health risks. It is more health risks. Climate change is a single biggest health threat facing humanity. Climate impacts are already harming health through air population, through air pollution, rather, disease, extreme weather events, forced displacement, like the picture we saw about West Point. Those people homes that were destroyed were forced to leave and increase hunger and poor nutrition in places where people cannot grow or find sufficient food. If you cannot grow food, you cannot find sufficient food to eat, that comes as malnutrition. Children start to get sick because they are not eating properly. So this is how global climate change affects our health. And we are not just talking about Liberia. We're talking about China, that people everywhere suffer from it. An estimate or research was conducted, and it shows that every year environmental factors takes the lives of around 13 million people. See how serious it is. Every year, these environmental factors that result from global climate change takes the life of around 13 million. Changing weather patterns are expanding diseases, and extreme weather events increase death and make it difficult for healthcare systems to keep up. Pose a great threat to the healthcare system. The diseases are spreading due to global weather change. So it means that the healthcare system, there should be more funds allotted to them, allocated to them, in order for them to do their work. What is another effect that global climate change have on us? Somebody made mention of displacement. Poverty and displacement. Loss of cattle, get sick, loss of home, opportunity, poverty, and also loss of displacement. So climate change increases the factors that hold and keep people in poverty. So some of these factors, what are some of the factors that we didn't mention of? What are some of the factors that we didn't mention of? What are some of the factors that we didn't mention of that help that climate change, the effect of climate change, put people in poverty? We say that climate change increases the factors, right, that put people in poverty. So what are some of those factors? Yeah. We just talked about that.
Some of the factors like habitual burning of fun.
Just talked about effect. Some of the effect of global climate change. Yeah. As a disaster, like wildfire, or storm, put people in poverty. Because your home gets destroyed. How are you going to stop that children? Because of global climate change, the that's it. We were raising cattle, the grass down, okay. Now can barely survive. Now you want to sell all of the investment for food. So these things put people in poverty in a very impoverished condition. Floods may sweep away urban slums, destroying homes and livelihoods. It can make it difficult to work in all those jobs that we said. When it comes to the scarcity of water, water scarcity may affect crops. Over the past decade, 2010 to 2019, weather-related events display an estimated 23.1 million people on average each year, leaving many more vulnerable to poverty. And these people were based on various human sources. See how serious it comes to climate change, global climate change, the effect that it's having on the lives of people. Imagine 3.1 million people on Earth each year. Rising sea level and coastal erosion are significant problem in West Point, Monrovia, Liberia, leading to displacement and destruction of homes and infrastructure. Since 2013, these issues have displaced over 6,500 people and destroyed about 800 houses. The World Bank estimates that the Greater Monrovia district, including West Point, will experience a 16 centimeter sea level rise by 2030. So replicate our own country. There's some of the effect of global climate. After we have discussed the causes, what causes global climate change, we discuss the effects that it's having. Now comes the biggest question. What can we do to contribute to this to fight against global climate change? If we will leave from this existing condition, we're having a great plan. What can we do? What are some of the things that we need to do?
Let's learn. Sometimes to stop without climate change, there are things that the government need to put, there are mechanisms that the government need to put into place to stop the climate change of Europe. Because cutting down of forests, the Europe and loss in tea, because it also causes the climate change. So government need to help to put that mechanism into place that will stop the disaster.
There's so much.
We did mention about transportation and that we confused. So we was there, we have one of us, we had talk on the street. And we go out and talk with use some big you, some big gas. And they give us look. So I can start that. And
As progress that we
So, like you were saying, the government that is responsible for policing the
and
then the human offers well to stop the community legal of laws. The sort of lawyer so there's a big get or manufacturing goods. They should just copy this. How they consider slow because they exist. It's what the chemical emission cause global climate change. Kind of chemical they use there. And the PMR all these money companies. So they plan and send and ask to monitor these things, what they have in put in place, like not create hazard environment.
Yeah, I'm doing it. You know, we talking about putting stuff to putting mechanisms in place to stop the global 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 climate change. I think government need to put mechanisms in where you put some reforestation, replant. Because to cut down the trees or cut down the forests, if you will not replant, then definitely we are not doing it.
blood and protein. Instead of
Cutting down.
cutting down the tree before the devastation. Um, the question that was posed is what can we do to contribute toward the fight against global climate change? I can we do as in create more awareness. As to bring more awareness to educate people on the effect of over climate change. And
And
yeah,
Okay. Tell me plan. Okay. What we can do, so what government will do around what you education, education, because from one of you always expect development, you must have teaching, and very sad, you need to run. So, to really, and always, it should be our education, because if the government will take it compared to the government should start here, university, but there's no way we will live in the world for development. So, subvention is the one that's not there, it's some, it's, you know, government, it cannot change. So, if government if people need to survive us, the two ways, you know, survive and you know, stop dying in military, the second reason. So there should be a limitation and demarcation. That's the only way we see out there those ways. So let's change. Thank you.
thank you so much. Yeah, the hands coming in. That's good. Yeah, so that's it.
Yeah, again, we report our values is a bit of the level.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes.
basically, you know, I usually follow the forest our careful because I think our forests very limited careful. We don't drop, you know, usually come to the conversation with the relationship. Suggesting those to the government and to our people to see how very policy. I think Africa, that is the major focus point of our forest.
That should be our major focus point. Try to stop more practices of what we done.
yes, William Peggy, money, the property and display next. You know, every discussion here today we are having or we are having here today, it will be resting on the shoulder of the government. So, like the property and display, for me, I recommend to the government and it should also take that to avoid the poverty and discrimination. At least they should go around the ocean, like the coastal side. And then if you see some structure that are supposed to be along the coast and coastal side, they remove them, they relocate the people to stop the disaster, maybe they to stop entertainment and poverty. So my recommendation to the government also up to facing like when we're talking about West Point, the go down West Point, Newton, and find those structures that build along the ocean side so they can relocate it. Thank you.
The African issue, what can we do to community?
Yeah, so the question is what can we do to contribute or to fight against global climate change?
Okay, for it. That from number one, that all the fewer people are mentally about all the fewer people, those who are doing farms every year in trees, rent of farm. So the only thing that our government have to take a decision and also raise awareness from country to country that the should not do if your chief, how much the thing, go about this bring disaster to our country.
In everything we talk about the government, but we the citizens, we need to help the government. Because the government alone can do that. The government will come up and say, you don't cut this tree. And when there is no body around, we the same people will go and cut those trees, knowing for the world that when you cut this tree, in the end to come, you will face the full consequences of cutting that tree. But the government are living in your house. They are living along the river. They got trees planted all around the river. I go and cut all those trees, remove all the lights, and sell it. When the water decides to come in, will the government be there to help you pull back the water? So I think in everything we do, we should put ourselves first instead of the government.
That's very good. So let us see how can we contribute as a nation. One, there are so many ways. So we are going to talk about food. One way we contribute is for the better forestry management and sustainable agriculture. That's the key ways we can contribute. To stop cutting down, stop deforestation. That's the key contribution factor. Two, protect the ocean. That's also another point is investing in renewable energy. That would be another point that can help to contribute towards the fight against global climate change. And last, sustainable transportation. So by focusing on this whole subjection, we can be able to contribute towards the fight against global climate change. So at this point, we want to say thank you so much for being in the active session. You guys are really great. Your input helps to make the session fruitful. Once again, cheers.
Thank you so much for the time. So we're having so we'll have a break now, and then after the break, we'll move to the next session. So everybody will come and do what she can do. So we all can have something later on. So we have like 15 minutes to do that. So everybody has some business to do. So in 2 hours, everybody will be coming down, and then we'll get into the next slide. So thank you.